Tonight on our news, two straight, the Shell Saxon Superstars named the unofficial winners of the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade. We have a breakdown of the scores. And the Culture Minister is revealing details of that investigation into why the prodigal sons were again absent from the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade. Plus, 2024 starts off with another bloody weekend in the capital as police investigate a stabbing and a shooting just hours apart. And later, what's your New Year's resolution? Our Marlena Leonard took to the streets to find out what Bahamians want to achieve in 2024. Our news at 7:30 starts right now. Welcome to our news. I'm Berthany McDermott. Thanks for joining us on this New Year's Day holiday. It's two straight for the Shell Saxon Superstars after securing another win in the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade. The Valley Boys came in a close second after suffering a 1-point penalty. Parade Management Chairman Anton Mortimer delivered these results.
In fourth position, with a score of 88.37, Roots. In third position, with a score of 89.86, One Family. In second position, they were penalized 1 point, with a score of 91.08, the Valley Boys. And the winner of the New Year's Day 2024, they were also penalized 1 point, with a score of 91.90, Saxons.
Saxons won Best Free Dance, Best Off the Shoulder, Best Step Down Costume, Best Choreography, Best Overall Performance. Saxons fans wasted no time celebrating the second straight win. Minutes after the results were read, enthusiastic supporters were celebrating in the streets of Mason Addition. As for the B category, the Fancy Dancers took home the top spot.
In fourth position, with a score of 74.09, Body of Christ. In third position, with a score of 75.52, The Immortals. In second position, with a score of 81.95, Colors. And the overall winner for the B division, with a score of 82.66, Fancy Dancers.
Well, we know who won the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade, but what did each group bring to Bay Street? As our Joshua Williams tells us, there was an adventure through the West Indies, an introduction to the world of sports, a ride through nature, and a dance party. Here's a recap.
Just 2 hours after the new year rolled in, Junkanoo groups returned to Bay Street for the annual parade. First out the gate representing the A category was the Music Makers. Putting a twist on their theme, they took viewers into the world of sports. Then came the Genesis Warhawks in colorful costumes. The group introduced us to the elements of nature. And the One Family Warriors stormed back to Bay Street with a vengeance to the tune of the Bahamian jukebox, We Jammin'. After placing third in the Boxing Day parade, Roots would not be denied as they brought the dance party to the boulevard. And as fate would have it, the two Junkanoo giants would be the last to hit the streets. First among them, the second place holders of the Boxing Day parade, Valley Boys. And in the new year, the organization came out celebrating 65 years of existence. Spectators who stuck around as the sun began to rise as the defending Boxing Day champion Saxon Superstars made their presence known on Bay, West Indian style. And while competition was stiff, there was teamwork, drive, and talent as the groups came together. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks, Joshua. While groups brought their best, there was one that didn't show up to show out. The Prodigal Sons, once again, a no-show for this morning's parade. The A group was also noticeably absent from the 2023 Boxing Day parade. After promising an investigation into the group's absence last week, Youth, Sports and Culture Minister Mario Boleg says they're not satisfied with the reason.
Not one that is satisfying to the ministry at this very present moment. They have sent in a report, but I have asked the director and the officer in charge to have a meeting with them to give more in-depth details on their unforeseen circumstances. I mean, that can be very vague, but we need to ensure that those unforeseen circumstances is something that quantifies them for not showing up on Bay Street.
The group didn't participate in the 2022 Boxing Day and 2023 New Year's Day parades after the Junkanoo Group lost everything in a fire at their Yellow Elder Shack in November 2022. The Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence provides seed funding to Junkanoo groups, and with the prodigal sons now missing back-to-back parades, it's a matter the ministry is taking seriously.
Each group signs a contract with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture to prove that they use the funds for what it's given for and that they must show up on Bay Street. And so that is the contract that they sign. And we just want to make sure that everyone is accountable for what we do with the public funds.
Well, we have much more to get to, including the latest on the country's most recent murders. But first, meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us from the Weather Center with a quick check on temperatures. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Bethany, and happy Monday, everybody. Of course, happy New Year. What a day we had today to start off the New Year 2024. Beautiful conditions around the islands, most of the islands. Southeast Bahamas seeing some clouds, but we are settling into a very nice setup for the evening. 66 degrees with a few clouds out there. Winds out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Your feels like temperature is at 64. Satellite and radar composite showing nothing much happening across us. A high pressure ridge is building in from the Gulf of Mexico across area, keeping us with some dry air mass. Weakening frontal boundary just to the south of the southern Bahamas, but that's keeping some clouds across the southeastern islands. No real shower activity associated with that boundary, but another front is expected. We're seeing that now approaching the Gulf of Mexico and northern Florida. That should get near sometime tomorrow afternoon and reinforce conditions we've been enjoying. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, police say a son allegedly murdered his dad in a shocking New Year's Day murder. All this as police investigate a New Year's Eve slaying after an argument over a motorcycle turns deadly. We'll have the details after this break.
At the gateway to the Americas, on the picturesque island of Grand Bahama, a pioneering initiative is taking shape. Lucaya Solar Power Limited presents the $15 million Lucaya Solar Power Project, the first of its kind in the Bahamas' energy landscape. The state-of-the-art solar farm on the Fairfield and Devon sites spans just over 30 acres, and once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate over 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. The Lucaya Solar Project is a pivotal step towards diversifying the country's energy sources and significantly reducing dependency on fossil fuels. It's more than just a project. It's a commitment to a greener, more sustainable future. Lucaya Solar Power Limited, powered by Inti, powering your world, powering your future.
We believe that real estate is about people, not property. When you work with us, you're not just getting an expert agent,
you're getting somebody who cares about every detail of the process. Whether you're looking to buy your first investment property
or searching for a home, from start to finish,
we're here to help you get it done because we're more than a real estate company.
We're better.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Just hours into the new year, police reported the country's first homicide, and it happened in western New Providence. The alleged circumstances are shocking. Investigators say an argument between a father and son turned deadly. Here is Police Commissioner Clayton Fernando with the details.
Officers are on scene of a murder in the Western District. Father and son involved in an altercation, and the son stabbed the father, and he later died. That matter is still active in the western area.
Hours before the New Year's Day murder, police were on the scene of yet another killing. Police say the victim was fatally shot on New Year's Eve after an altercation over a motorcycle at a home in Blue Hill Heights. Police press liaison officer Kristlyn Skippings telling us a man is in custody for suspicion of murder.
Quick response by our officers who are on saturation patrol throughout New Providence has resulted in one of the suspects being arrested and 2 weapons, one of which is a high-powered weapon, being recovered. We are on the heel of the new year, and I want to encourage members of the public to make a New Year's resolution so that we can all together assist in the reduction of crime. That New Year's resolution to partner with your Royal Bahamas Police Force to provide us with the intelligence of persons who are in possession of illegal weapons so that we can save the lives of our young men.
Skipping says the victim is believed to be in his 30s. She's also advising residents to find healthy ways to resolve conflicts.
Make it your resolution to reach out to an agency so that you can assist in getting the skills you need to learn how to resolve conflicts. Conflicts are inevitable. They will occur. The thing is that you need to know exactly how to resolve those conflicts.
When our news comes back from the break, our Sasha Lightbourne speaks with the Bahamas Basketball Federation about plans for the new year. Plus, find out some of the most popular New Year's Eve resolutions for 2024. That's coming up when our news returns. This is our news. Welcome back. The Paris Olympics are set for the end of July. One of the teams will be swimming. Bahamas Aquatics President Algernon Cargill says he expects to have at least 2 swimmers as part of Team Bahamas. He explains how it works.
We will definitely have, by automatic right, 2 swimmers in the Olympic Games in Paris, 1 male and 1 female. As you may know, I represent the region on the World Aquatics Bureau. There are 20 plus of us in the world who represent global aquatics. So one of the things that rights we have is to have 1 male and 1 female swimmer. Notwithstanding, we hope to have more qualifiers in that Marvin Johnson is chasing his Olympic dreams. He has a world qualifying time already in the 50-meter freestyle. So he will be going to Doha in February of next year, along with Lamar Taylor, to compete in the World Championships in Doha.
Cargill also sharing what he expects in 2024.
Also traveling with Marvin and Lamar will be Joanna Evans, who returns to competition in Doha, and Reniska Gibbs. We'll continue to do well. We were recognized by the government as the as the Federation of the Year, and it's actually the second time we've won that award. And that award was a very competitive category. So we're happy to be not being selected as the Federation of the Year. So building on that success, we hope to also continue to strengthen our linkages with corporate Bahamas.
2023 was a big year for basketball. Our Sasha Lightbourne spoke to several Basketball Federation executives about the year that was and the excitement building for the new year. Here's that report.
In February, there were FIBA qualifiers, followed by Nationals and the Bahamas Games in the summer. In the fall, the Federation held elections, followed by Summer of Thunder. And while all of those things were successful, Bahamas Basketball Federation President Eugene Horton says there's still a lot he wants to work on.
We need to identify all of these talented folks who are walking around here. Mm-hmm. And that's when the junior national coaches are actually going to take over, because we want them now to identify those players, organize them, put them together, arrange training programs, and have a best representation for us at the junior level, because we could be just as successful at the junior level as the senior level.
Aside from that, the excitement came from the men's senior national team, who for the first time in Bahamian history are headed to the FIBA pre-Olympic qualifying tournament, beating Argentina along the way.
The trek towards that was arduous, but we were up to the task. I think Argentina was one of the most memorable moments, if not the most memorable moment in the history of Bahamas basketball. And so I think it was a great step towards the successes that we've built over the last 7 to 9 years. And I think that the sky is the limit from this point.
And Johnson spoke about the process of getting Buddy Hield, Eric Gordon, and DeAndre Ayton, all NBA players, to be part of the national team.
I think it was an easy buy-in to get them to play once they understood the brevity of what was at stake, and also they wanted to be a part of something great. And for them, that night was just something great. To see those three embrace and almost go to tears in the middle of the locker room, it meant a lot for, but not just for the country, but for Bahamas basketball itself.
Now we'll have more on this in another newscast. Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, it's a new year, and that means new resolutions. Our Marlena Leonard spoke to residents about what they hope to achieve in the new year. And meteorologist Greg Thompson is back with an extended look at the weather and all you need to know to plan the rest of the work week. That's coming up when Our News returns. We're enjoying cooler temperatures over the last few days, but how much longer will it last? Greg is back in the Weather Center with an extended look. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Bethany. Welcome back, everybody, for our final check of weather. What a way to start off the new year. Nice dry air mass in place. Beautiful conditions. We had a couple of small clouds floating around the northwest and central Bahamas. Very weak front just to the south of the southern Bahamas, keeping some cloudy conditions across that area. Most of that activity will push out towards the south. High pressure in the Gulf of Mexico will build across us, but it will quickly move out towards the east. There's a frontal boundary, a very weak one that's starting to move into the Gulf of Mexico. Some isolated showers associated with that, but by the time it gets here, it's not going to have much in terms of any significant weather, but it will reinforce our conditions, and we expect very nice conditions for the next couple of days, and then we expect a second front by Thursday. That one should bring us a couple of showers, and that will also keep us with some rather nice conditions for the balance of the week. Future forecast showing nothing really happening across us. A lot of high clouds moving into the area, and a couple of spotty showers, and of course that second boundary getting in here by tomorrow afternoon. But as I mentioned, not much in terms of any significant weather. And then behind that, another high pressure system will be building across our area for Wednesday. And then, as I said, we expect the front to get in here by Thursday. Boating forecast for the northwest Bahamas and the Central Islands. Small craft use some caution. Your winds are going to be bumped up a little bit as that frontal boundary approaches us, tightening pressure gradient. North to northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots. They will be increasing to 15 knots by tomorrow afternoon. 3 to 5 foot seas. High tide will be at 11:44 tonight with low tide at 5:46 this evening. For the southeast Bahamas, slightly stiffer winds down there. Small craft caution as well in effect for you guys. North to northeast winds 15 to 20 knots. Seas running 4 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, beautiful conditions expected. Of course, today being New Year's, we'll keep some of those greetings in place. But temperatures will be rather nice. A second front, as I mentioned, on Thursday. A couple isolated showers with that. But of course, those temperatures will stay in the 70s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night and have a great start to 2024.
Thanks, Greg. We've all heard New Year, New Me, and many are making wishes and resolutions for 2024. Marlena Leonard took to the streets to find out what people are planning for 2024.
My New Year resolution is to stay godly and be humble and live life in peace and enjoy every day, every moment. Don't take nothing for granted.
And Johnson isn't the only one taking gratitude into the new year.
My New Year resolution is to keep living. Just keep living and trusting God. And that's all I'm concerned about right now, because God has been good to me. I have everything that I need, all my children doing well, my wife and the whole family doing well. And all I need to do is keep thanking God.
Retiree Lenny Ross says she's changed the way she looks at New Year goal setting, saying she doesn't do resolutions anymore.
I could never keep up with them. By mid-January, they'd be out the window. So I just try to do a lifestyle change, and that's it. Just trying to improve on whatever happened the year before. Not like huge improvements.
But paralegal Khalees Barry does have resolutions for the new year.
My New Year's resolutions is to hopefully get closer to Christ, share Him with more persons, allow people to get closer to Christ. Also, my diet. I want to make sure I take my diet in hand a little bit more. I've been doing well last year, but I want to do better this year, the coming year. And so that's another one. And also to improve myself professionally. And so hopefully those things I can get together for the new year.
And even the youngest of us have goals for 2024, like Cassidy Barry.
To get a puppy.
Reporting for Our News and wishing you all the best for 2024, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Thanks, Marlena, and thank you for joining us for Our News tonight and spending your New Year's holiday with us. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Berthany McDermott. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a great evening, everyone.